Hello, and welcome to our presentation, 5 Tough Interview Questions, How to Answer Them, and Ace the Interview. My name is Maureen Weber. I'm a Career Services Advisor at Rasmussen University. We'll talk about today why employers ask those tough questions. We're going to give you some strategies to answer them and to help prepare for the interview. Then we'll go through those 5 tough questions. And finally, we'll end with some key takeaways and some resources you can utilize to prepare for those interviews. So why do employers ask those tough questions? When you apply for a position, the hiring manager has your application materials, which most likely includes a resume. But that's all they have. So they're trying to seek additional information about you. They want to know the person behind the resume. They want to learn about your thought processes, how you solve problems, how you critically think. And when they're asking those questions about those behavioral questions, they're looking at how your past behavior is the best predictor of your future behavior and your future success with their organization and in the role that you're interviewing for. So let's talk about some strategies to answer those questions. First of all, pause, stay calm, collect your thoughts, ask clarifying questions. If you're not sure what direction the question's going in, ask for some additional information so that you can answer it in the best possible manner. Make sure you ask to repeat the question. That'll give you a little additional time to collect your thoughts. You can also ask for more time. It's fine to say, that's a great question. Just give me a minute to think about that. Show the knowledge that you do have. Share what you know. Share a hypothetical answer. So for instance, they might ask you if you're familiar with a certain software. Maybe you've never worked with that software, but in a previous role, you've worked with several different softwares. Share that with them. Tell them that you were very successful with it. Give them some examples. Tell them also you're excited to learn this new software and all of its capabilities. Present it as an opportunity for you to continue to learn and grow, and that you're excited about learning and growing. Also use the STAR method, especially with those behavioral type questions. The STAR method really helps you speak to your skills and highlight your strengths and accomplishments. The STAR method is an acronym. The S stands for situation. So that's the challenging situation that you're in. You're setting the background, setting the scene, the who, what, and where of the situation. The T stands for task. That's your goal. That's what you're trying to achieve. The A stands for action. Those are the steps that you're going to take to achieve that goal. And this is where you can really shine. You're going to want to talk about how you utilize those skills and strengths to achieve that goal and what steps you take. R is result. So this is the outcome of this challenging situation, and we want to make sure it's a positive outcome. So again, utilizing that STAR method for your interview answers is a really, really great strategy. It's your opportunity to create stories to share where you excelled in your professional life. And finally, answer the question to the best of your ability, and then make sure you follow up with additional details. If you're like me, you get home on the drive home or later that evening, and you realize, oh, I should have answered it this way, or oh, I have a much better answer to that question, go ahead and shoot them a thank you email. First of all, they're going to be very grateful that you took the time to thank them. And secondly, it's your opportunity to keep top of mind with them, and you can say, I thought of a better answer to this question, or I thought of additional details for that question you asked, and then set it forth in your email. So let's jump right into these questions. The first one I have is, tell me about yourself. So this is going to be early in the process and really can set the tone for your whole interview. Make sure you show you are confident and good under pressure. You can also show that you understand the qualifications of the job. You're going to want to start with discussing your current role and highlight any major relevant achievements and skills. This is a good opportunity for you to talk about your education as well, because that's probably going to play a big role in the position you're applying for. Next, you'll want to summarize your previous experience and how that has helped you prepare for the position. So that could be a previous job, it could be a clinical, it could be an internship, it could be an externship if you're in the healthcare field. So talk about that and how you are now ready to take the next step into a full-time position. Make sure you focus on results that you can quantify where possible, because those hold a lot of weight with the hiring managers. And then finally, you're going to want to explain how your experience will make you successful in the role and how the job aligns with your career goals. So some of the things you can mention: what qualities make you a good fit for that position? Why are you interested in the position? Is there something unique about you that makes you stand out? Are you bilingual? Have you done a really unique internship? Have you studied abroad? And then finally, why are you interested in the company or in that position? They love to hear your enthusiasm and your desire to be a part of that role or their organization. And last and most important with this question, make sure you keep it professional. It's fine once you're employed there to share some of your hobbies, your marital status, if you have kids, what you like to do in your free time. But this question is really supposed to be professional. Base it off of your resume, your education, experiences, previous jobs, skills, qualities. That's what they're looking for in this question. What is your greatest weakness? So this is a tough one, and one of the most questions that people dread. Hiring managers ask this question to see if you are self-aware and to see if you're working on any of your weaknesses. Remember, no one is perfect. Everyone has flaws. Choose something that's related to the position you are applying for, but not one that would prevent you from performing the job. You don't want to compromise your opportunity here. So strategically choose a flaw to share. Think of feedback you've been given or a weakness that you are aware of and are already working on. Make sure you stay positive. We don't want this to be a really negative question. So shine a light on how you are developing and growing your skill set. Provide a brief explanation of the weakness and how you are working on improving it. Make sure you're genuine and authentic. Don't share a phony or not very believable weakness, and make sure you're providing a specific example. Hiring managers are really looking for two main insights in this question. One, they want to know what that weakness is, and two, they want to know what steps you have taken to improve. Tell me about a conflict you had with a coworker. So a lot of people are confused with this question and say they've never had a conflict. They aren't looking for a knockdown, dragged out fight. What they're talking about is more a disagreement. Disagreements happen. It is a normal part of the workplace. Employers ask this to make sure you can communicate effectively and stay calm and professional at work. So if you really can't think of a conflict with a coworker, think about maybe you worked with a patient that was difficult, or a family member of a patient that was difficult. Or if you're in customer service, maybe there was a customer or a client that you had a disagreement with. Or if you're in school, maybe there's a group project you're working on that someone's not contributing or pulling their weight, or it's not coming together how you like. talk about those things. Hiring managers are evaluating your communication and your listening skills, your patience, your ability to see different perspectives, and your willingness to find a solution to compromise. Think of a specific disagreement with a coworker or some of those other suggestions I had and share the story. You don't have to go into great details with dates, times, names, but make sure you paint a picture with that story. Use the STAR method. And make sure at the end of it that you are demonstrating that you were able to solve the disagreement, which resulted in a positive outcome. Show that you learned from the experience and helped the company or the department in the process. That will really go a long way with those hiring managers. The question, why should we hire you? I love this question because this is your opportunity to really shine. Employers want to see that you are confident in your abilities. If you aren't confident, how do you expect them to believe in you? So you really have to be confident and sell yourself. They also want to know that you have done your research and you understand the position. Finally, they want to know what sets you apart from other candidates. So be very confident in your response. And that includes your body language, your facial expressions, your eye contact, your tone of voice. Make sure you're not fidgeting or tapping your foot. These are all important and can demonstrate confidence. Make sure you study the job description. They want to make sure that you understand what the role is, explain how you are a good fit for the role, and really it's a learning process for you as well because the interview is a two-way street. It has to be a good fit for you as well as a good fit for the company. So make sure you tie your strengths, your skills, your achievements to the requirements of the job description. Highlight relevant pieces of your background. Show your passion, motivation, enthusiasm. Hiring managers love to see that you want to work there and that you're excited about the new opportunity. Tell your authentic story. It needs to be genuine and it needs to be you. This is your chance to shine. Do not shy away or feel like you are bragging. As I mentioned in the beginning, you need to tell your story and you need to believe in yourself. Do you have any questions for me? I've had students say to me that they say no to that. Always, always have questions prepared. This is a very common question at the end of the interview, so you can know to prepare ahead. Always ask questions. Know your audience. Is it someone from human resources? Then maybe focus on a question that's more about the interview process. Is it a manager that maybe will be making a decision? Then focus on the intended role with your questions. And we do have some questions here. And as I said, always ask questions. It shows your engagement and your interest in the position. So some questions about the role you can ask. How would you describe the day-to-day responsibility that this job entails? That will really, really help you determine if it's a good fit for you. What do you think is the most important skill or characteristic required to be successful in this role? I love this question for many reasons. One, if it's a panel interview, you might get several skills depending on the person's opinion. And if you haven't touched on those enough throughout the interview, now's your opportunity to say, I love that you mentioned customer service. And then using the STAR method, give them a customer service example or story. Also, if you have another interview lined up, whether it's a second interview with the same company or a different organization, now you know what they're looking for. You know what skills are important, so you can really prepare ahead of time and really knock their socks off by talking about the skills that they're looking for. You can ask questions about the company. What is the greatest challenge facing your department or your company? What's the most important thing I could do to help within the first 90 days in this role? Again, such valuable information you're getting from these very simple questions. And then last question, always ask this. I've really enjoyed learning about this organization. What are the next steps in the hiring process? In that way, you know their time frame for hiring. You know when you should reach back out again, and collect their business cards or their contact information, and you'll know who to reach out to if you have questions, or if you want to tell them additional information, or if you want to find out what's going on with the job process. So always, always ask questions. Key takeaways and resources. So hopefully this will help you prepare for these all-important interviews. Best advice, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more confident you'll be, the more the answers will just roll off of your tongue, and you will exude confidence to those interviewers. Make sure you keep it professional. We talked about that earlier. They want to know about your education, your experiences, your previous roles, your transferable skills. Once you're hired, then you guys can get a little more personal, but keep it very professional in the interview. Again, exuding that confidence, it's your job to have them see what you can offer to them. Record yourself. Practice with a friend or in front of a mirror so you can see how you are doing. Hiration is a valuable resource that we have here at the university free of charge where you can do a mock interview. Reach out to your career services advisor. We're happy to do a mock interview with you as well. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you joining me today.